The pixelated sun dipped below the blocky horizon, painting the Minecraft world in hues of orange and purple. Steve, or rather, Player 123 as he was affectionately known in the multiplayer server, huddled inside his dirt shack. He wasn't your average Minecraft player, content with building modest homes and fighting off the occasional creeper. No, Player 123 had delved into the forbidden. He had modded. And not just any mod, he had installed the Growtopia mod. The air crackled with a new energy, a chaotic blend of Minecraft's familiar blockiness and Growtopia's vibrant, almost cartoonish, aesthetic. Emerald blocks, previously only a currency, now shimmered with the potential for gem crafting. A rickety gem shop, straight out of Growtopia, had sprung up near his base, promising riches and powerful items. But with the allure came the challenge. The mod brought with it the destructive forces of Growtopia. His world was now infested with Growtopia-esque mobs. Pesky dirt moles, with their relentless digging, were a constant nuisance, gnawing through his precious dirt walls. Derpy walls, sentient brick formations, lumbered around menacingly, intent on, well, derping. And worse, the dreaded breakables, miniature, block-munching horrors that would devour anything in their path. He gazed at his inventory screen, a map of his current predicament. He had a few diamond pickaxes, standard fare. A stack of dirt blocks, hardly a match for the dirt moles. But he also had a single, shimmering, red seed. A Growtopia plant seed. The mod was a tempting siren, offering a chance at wealth and power, but at a cost. He remembered reading the mod's wiki. The key to survival, and eventually prosperity, were the item trees. Beautiful, strange, and often volatile trees that spawned unique Growtopia items, from the simple, like wrench, to the mythical, like the lava blade. But the trees needed care, they needed specific soil. And they were prone to breakable attacks. He glanced at his dirt shack, now riddled with holes from the relentless dirt moles. First things first, he muttered, grabbing his diamond pickaxe. Fortification. The next few days were a blur of frantic activity. He upgraded his shack, replacing the dirt walls with cobblestone. He learned to anticipate the dirt moles' attacks, placing strategically placed obsidian blocks to deter them. He even managed to craft a rudimentary trap, a pit filled with water, to drown the breakables before they could demolish his base. He spent his nights scouting the plains, fighting off derpy walls and collecting resources. He needed wood for crafting, and more importantly, dirt itself. The more dirt he had, the more land he could use and the more plant seeds he could plant. The red seed was burning a hole in his inventory. Finally, he found the perfect location. A small, sheltered plateau, safe from most of the Growtopia mayhem. Using his meager collection of dirt, he tilled the soil and carefully planted the red seed. Days turned into weeks. He watched the red seed patiently. The waiting tested his patience. He spent some time at the gem shop, buying and selling gems. The gem shop offered a constant stream of minor tasks. These tasks gave him a small income, enough to buy better equipment. Then, one morning, he woke up to find a small, ruby-red sapling had sprouted. A red tree. His heart leapt. He had a fighting chance. He read the Growtopia mod wiki again. He realized that the soil needed for the item trees to thrive was not just generic dirt. It needed to be fertilized dirt. He needed compost, a mix of various organic materials. He set about finding the ingredients. He killed cows, shearing their wool. He gathered leaves and branches. He also started noticing strange new items dropping from the mobs. The dirt moles dropped dirt crystals. The derpy walls dropped bricks. The breakables dropped broken blocks. Everything had a use. It was chaotic, but there was a system within the madness. He had to figure it out. He went back to the gem shop. He bought a fertilizer recipe. Now he could add the compost to the dirt to create the required fertilized soil. The trees would soon grow. The red tree quickly grew into a towering spectacle of fiery red leaves. He nervously chopped at the base, and the tree burst open, revealing the item it held, a red door. He grinned. A red door wasn't much, but it was a start. With the red door, he was able to craft a portal. The portal could be used to connect his base to the deeper areas of the game world, and even a few more. He was slowly building up his inventory. He got a wrench from a wrench tree. He finally built a fence to keep the breakables out of his land. He began experimenting with other seeds. He found a blue seed and planted it. He got a blue hoodie. He started to work on other, better items which would help him defeat the mobs. He got a lava blade. He got magical bombs. The more he got, the more items he could sell. The more gems he earned. His base became a hub of activity. He built a small workshop, filled with crafting tables, furnaces, and chests overflowing with resources. He had a small farm, growing various crops to feed his ever-growing need for compost. He had a small, secure, walled-off area for his item trees, guarded by strategic defenses, and a watchful eye. He was no longer just player 123, the terrified beginner. He had become a growtopia Minecraft hybrid, a survivor, a farmer, a gem seller, and a budding adventurer. He had found his footing in the chaos. But the growtopia mod was not without its challenges. There were new, even more dangerous mobs. The legendary breakable bosses that could demolish entire structures in seconds. The constant need to defend his precious trees. The ever-present threat of being griefed by other players who, like him, had delved into the mod's forbidden depths. One fateful day, while venturing out to gather materials, he ran into another player. A player, not from his server, but from another one. This player had the name Growtopia God. He was a tall, intimidating figure clad in a full set of diamond armor, wielding a mythical item. Growtopia God didn't speak. Instead, he attacked. He summoned a horde of breakables that tore through player 123's defenses. Player 123 fought valiantly, his lava blade a fiery blur against the onslaught. But he was outnumbered. He tried to flee, but Growtopia God pursued him, and the hordes never faltered. His base was destroyed. His item trees, his precious source of items, were devoured. His hard work, his progress, seemingly wiped away. He retreated to a small, hidden cave, nursing his wounds and the bitter taste of defeat. He was ready to give up. But then, he remembered the first few days. The fear, the chaos, and the slow, painstaking process of building. He had overcome so much. He had learned, adapted, and survived. He picked himself up. He decided to rebuild. He decided to fight back. He started again. He found a new spot. He planted a new red seed. He started farming again. This time, he was wiser. This time, he was prepared. He knew the weaknesses of his enemies, the secrets of the trees, and the value of a well-placed trap. He began planning. He started building a new base in a more secure location, fortified with obsidian, traps, and a network of defenses that would make the breakables' heads spin. He began researching the more advanced items, the ones that could turn the tide in any fight. He learned how to breed different types of creatures and create more powerful ones. He put a request in the gem shop to meet Growtopia God. This time, it was a challenge. Days and weeks later, player 123 stood before his rebuilt base. This time, it wasn't just a shack. It was a fortress, a testament to his resilience. His base was a beacon of progress. His item trees were flourishing, producing a steady stream of valuable items. His inventory was overflowing with weaponry. When the notification arrived, he joined the other player's world. He ran into Growtopia God, but this time, he had the upper hand. He had prepared traps. When Growtopia God arrived, everything was set to go. The fight was epic. The sounds of the battle raged around them. Player 123, armed with his lava blade and a new arsenal of powerful Growtopia weaponry, met Growtopia God's attack head-on. He led him into the trap. The tide turned and Growtopia God was defeated. Player 123 emerged victorious, battered but unbowed. He had faced the ultimate challenge and won. He looked out at his world, the pixelated sun setting over the horizon. He was no longer just player 123. He was a survivor, a builder, an adventurer, and a master of the Growtopia Minecraft hybrid. He had conquered the chaos, and his story was far from over. He had only just begun.